Welcome to part 9 of JFK and the Civil Rights Movement. Now we're going to talk about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. If JFK had truly gotten behind the Civil Rights Movement, we'll never know it, right? Because he's going to be dead a few months later in November of 1963. He was in the process of a re-election campaign. He's a year out from his re-election bid for November of 1964. So that brought him on November 21st, 1963 to Fort Worth, Texas, where he gave a speech and he spent the night and got on a flight from Fort Worth to Dallas the next morning. He'll land at Love Field on the 22nd of November, 1963, where he's headed towards the Dallas Trademark, where he's going to give another speech. His motorcade is going to be passing through downtown Dallas and passing through Daley Plaza in the center of the city. In Daley Plaza, on the 6th floor of the school book depository, is a man named Lee Harvey Oswald, right? Lee Harvey Oswald is going to watch the motorcade pass and fire 3 shots. The first shot's going to miss. The second shot is going to pass through the back of the president, exiting the throat. And the third shot is going to hit him on the right backhand side of the head, literally removing the right half of his brain, right? And at 12:30, November 22nd, 1963, the moment that third shot hit, JFK is effectively dead. Right, he'll be declared officially dead an hour later at Parkland Hospital. Right, Lee Harvey Oswald will flee the scene. Matter of fact, he'll even kill a police officer named J.D. Tippit and flee to a place called the Texas Theater. But he'll be apprehended by 1:40 in the afternoon. He doesn't realize it at the time, but he's only got less than 48 hours to live. 2 days later, he will be shot and killed by a nightclub owner named Jack Ruby. Okay, and of course, because the assassin got killed, it's led to years worth of speculation and conspiracy theories over what happened to JFK. Something we're not going to go into, at least in this capacity. We're not going to talk about conspiracies, but the reality is that the president is dead, his assassin is dead too, and Lyndon Johnson now has to pick up the mantle and pick up the effort on the civil rights movement. So on board Air Force One on the tarmac in Love Field, Dallas, Lyndon Baines Johnson is going to take the oath of office. He's got his wife to his right and a distraught Jackie Kennedy to his left, still wearing the outfit with parts of brain matter on it from her now dead husband. The casket loaded into Air Force One didn't fit through the doors. They actually had to break the handles off the casket to get it aboard the plane. And Jackie's going to spend most of this flight in the back with the casket. Now, like I said, Johnson is going to inherit this effort for the Civil Rights Act. And fortunately for the Civil Rights Act, Lyndon Johnson is already pretty much on board with civil rights. He had not voted against a single civil rights bill since 1954. He had bought into it much earlier than many other Democrats had. And another good thing about Johnson is very good at getting what he wants. And we can see this when we take a look at the very first act he takes as president, and that is initiating an investigation on what happened to his predecessor. The first thing that Lyndon Johnson does as president is he puts together a commission to investigate the assassination of John F. Kennedy. This will become known as the Warren Commission. This is an all-star cast that crosses all different kinds of party lines. You have, of course, the namesake of the commission, Supreme Court Chief Justice Earl Warren, right? Also selected for the committee is Richard Russell, a pro-segregationist Democratic senator from Georgia. John Sherman Cooper, a Republican senator from Kentucky. Bale Boggs, the Democratic House Majority Whip. Gerald Ford, a Republican House Minority Leader. Alan Dulles, the former head of the Central Intelligence Agency. And John J. McCloy, who is a former president of the World Bank. I mean, this is an all-star cast from all different sides of the spectrum. In fact, Richard Russell doesn't want to be on this commission, because, as I mentioned before, he is a senator from Georgia and a staunch segregationist. He does not want to be put on a commission with Earl Warren, the guy that wrote the opinion on Brown versus Board of Education. But like I said, Johnson is a great politician. Johnson's going to get what Johnson wants, and he's going to do anything he can to make that happen. The phone conversation between Russell and Johnson really shows how Johnson does politics. Here's how the conversation goes. Russell tells him, "I'm highly honored that you would think of me in connection with it, but I couldn't sit there with Chief Justice. I don't like the man." Johnson replies, "You can serve with anyone for the good of America, and you're going to do it. I can't arrest you, and I'm not going to put the FBI on you, but you goddamn sure going to serve, I'll tell you." "Now, Mr. President, now please." "No, it's already done. It's been announced. Hell, you mean you're giving them?" "Yes, sir. I've made the announcement, and it's already in the papers that you're on it." So see, he wasn't asking Richard Russell if he would be on the Warren Commission. He was reporting the news. He was telling him that he was going to be on the commission. Johnson's going to get what Johnson wants, even if it's to his own detriment.